What's going on, YouTube? um, what I would like to see is a pro-black movement that spreads into corporate America, professional America. Um, Whether we like it or not, the changes that we need to see happen, right, are gonna have to take place from the inside out. So we can wait on whichever nice person decides to help us out or to hear us complain, or we can get into positions of power and start to create change for ourselves. Now, the change that we want to see, here's the problem. We feel like we need to change the system. It doesn't work like that. America's a big system. Everybody feeds into the American system, right? So whether you're white, Asian, Mexican, right, we're all part of this big system. So we really can't, as black Americans, feel like we can change the system. What we have to do is create our own system. This is what we don't understand. And this is why I'm big on people understanding that there are other groups in America, not just black people and white people. Other minority groups, especially the ones that are doing well, understand that, I can play in the dominant white America system, but at the end of the day, when my job is over, I'll go back to my own system, right? My own culture, and take my winnings, right? Take the bread that I've earned and bring it back to my community, and we can formulate and do what we want to do. Right, this is kind of related to the whole idea of growing the black economy and growing the number of black-owned businesses, right? So they'll enter the dominant system, do what they need to do, take, pillage, and they'll go back to their own system. People talk about the recession, but I look at Asian culture, especially in Southern California, especially, I want to say, is it the Koreans? I want to say it's the Koreans who are doing really well right now. Why? Well, over the last couple of years, while everybody was just spending and doing whatever they wanted to do, they were setting up their own banks. They were establishing their banking systems with their home country. So while we're struggling, they're doing well. They're snatching up properties. They don't have to worry about financing. Because what they did, and what they did effectively, was they became part of the major American dominant type of system, took what they needed to, learned what they needed to, and took it back to their own system. But the problem, I feel like, with black Americans, and even with Africans, is we'll enter the dominant system, right? The dominant American system that everybody plays into, right? We'll win and we'll do well, but we don't form anything on the outside. Right? There's this fear that once you enter into corporate America, you can never come out of it. That you're trapped and you're lost forever. And we lose our identity as soon as we enter the corporate mainstream type of system. And that's the problem, right? If people want to really key in on something to really fix, I feel like we're not understanding that we can start our own system. Me and my boys, right now is a pipe dream, but we always talk about, and I remember, I think it was about 4 years ago, we were all drunk. And we were talking about, yeah, man, in a couple of years we're going to be graduated. We're going to be in law school, med school, graduate programs, doing X, Y, and Z. And then in a couple of years after that, we're going to set up shop and do well and, really do a killing and show the world what black people are made of. And it's funny because I look back and we're still on that path. So we've almost made it halfway. We're actually in school. We're actually in our careers. Now, the most challenging part is what's going to happen 10 years from now when we're established. Are we going to lose ourselves in America's main system? Or are we going to do like other successful ethnic groups do and establish our own outside system where we kind of play both sides and eventually we transition over to just being in our own black type of system? Are we going to do that? Because what happens is we fight, we struggle, right? Some of us make it because we got the help from those who didn't. We get into corporate America or, professional America, and we lose. It's not about coming back and giving handouts. That's what people don't understand. It's not about saying, well, I made $1,000. Yo, here's 500. It's not about that. It's about taking what you understand, grouping up with other men and women, and creating a infrastructure. Banking and all that other good stuff. These are what the other ethnic groups have. When they want financing, they can go to an Asian bank or wherever they need to go. They have their connections. That's why a foreigner from, a certain country in a certain region can come over here, no credit, no nothing, and do well. Because they have their own banking system. They have their own infrastructure. Now, we had that prior to integration. Most people don't understand about some of the black ran towns that were self-sufficient. I actually met a couple of older men at my barbershop who actually came from self-sufficient black towns where they had black pharmacists, black doctors, black banking. So it's happened. People act like it's a myth, but it's actually happened in our own history here in America, but most people don't know about it. So we can do it again, but I feel like we have this fear that once we get in, we can't get out. So in the end, what I would like to see is a movement. I want to see the dreadlock movement combined with the briefcase movement. Right? I want to see them combined so we can get this corporate mainstream type of pro-black movement where we understand how to enter the main system, take what we need to take from it, and bring it back and establish our own system. That's all the other groups are doing. Right? We can work for them. Right? They can parade us around and have us being the model CEOs and, hey, look at us, we're diverse. Put a black guy on there smiling, put a black woman on there smiling. They can parade us around. They know we can do the work, but we're afraid to take what we know and apply it to set up our own shop. So I don't know. Tell me what you feel. Take it easy. Once again, God bless.